Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to do some work on the wedding journal today. I have two things I want to make in this video. I hope I get them both done. I'm going to start with making a side tuck using loads of lace and bits and pieces. I just wanted something really pretty and lacy just to tuck a journal card into, and I think I'm going to try and make the journal card that's going to go with it in this video as well. We'll see how things go, fingers crossed. So let's get started. I've cut this, it's just a piece of cotton. It's a really soft, beautiful cotton. It's got quite a lovely feel to it. So I've cut that to the size that I want. So all I'm going to do is cover it with lace, and hopefully that won't take too long, except I've got rather a lot of lace to choose from. So making those decisions might take me a bit of time, who knows. But I am going to start with this as my base. It's just a beautiful piece of lace and I really love it. So I want that as the first layer, and then I'm just going to layer up a few pretty bits on top. You may have seen Gail Agostinelli doing something similar to this. I can't remember what she was making, whether it was a belly band or what it was, but she started with one piece of big lace and then layered up, and I thought, well, that's exactly what I was planning to do. I just thought that, yeah, that's how I want to approach it. So here we are. I mean, it is something I've been meaning to do for a while, and today's the day. So I'm just going to cut it. So I have got a bit of a change of plan as regards this journal. As you know, I've been all the way along. I've been talking about this journal being for my nephew's wedding, which is supposed to be taking place in June. In Rhodes, in one of the Greek islands. That was the plan, and that was what I was aiming for, which is why I've been sort of taking my time. I thought I've got loads of time to do it, and we don't even know now if the wedding is going to go ahead. I'm suspecting not, and I don't think we're not going to go now. It's too risky, and it's possible that most of the young people in our group, won't have probably been vaccinated by then anyway, so may well not even be allowed in the country. But so we don't know what the plan is. However, right at the start, so I'm just cut this to size. So there it is. I mean, it's pretty as it is. I mean, it doesn't need an awful lot more. So even though I have a pile of stuff to add, I don't want to cover too much of this because it's just gorgeous as it is. So I might just do a few little twiddly bits around the sides. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on with a bit of glue stick, just to keep it in place, because it's a bit cluggy. I'm going to sew around it, sew it into place. So I'm just putting a few little blobs of glue just to hold it. Okay, so as I was saying, I did mention right at the beginning, you may not remember, that I always intended to make two wedding journals because I have somebody else that I wanted to make one for as well. But I thought I'd do my nephew's one first, because she's a young friend of mine. I worked with her for 5 years. Really, she was a real sweetheart. She's always been really interested and always enjoyed the even my scrapbook. She was always interested in them, and liked seeing things. And I have made her a couple of things in the past, and she just loves anything like this. She's really quite interested in it. So she got engaged in December, so I was thinking, well, with everything that's going on, likelihood is they won't get married till next year. How wrong was I? I got a message from her yesterday to say they're getting married at the end of this month, which kind of threw me for a loop somewhat, because I hadn't even thought about making a start on her journal yet. So I'm going to give her this one. Is what I'm leading up to, because I suspect my nephew's journal, or my nephew's wedding, may not happen. It may happen this year, but I don't think it'll happen in June. And my friend's wedding is happening very, very soon. I've got less than 3 weeks to get this finished. Luckily, I've made just about everything. I mean, I wasn't really rushing to get things done because I knew I had loads of time still. But now the time is a-ticking. So I'm thinking, I had actually got to the point when I was thinking you know, I don't really need to make much more. And I imagine some of you were thinking, isn't it time she started putting this journal together? You must have enough ephemera for 2 journals. Well, I probably have almost got. But it's amazing how much you do use in the journal, and I wanted to stuff it. But I have had a look at what I've got, and I really don't need... Just concentrate while I cut this bit off, because it's a bit thick. I don't really need a lot more. It's completely... There's loads. I've got plenty of tags and plenty of pockets. I just may need a few more. Can't cut this. Just one moment. There we are. Okay, so I just might need a few more journal cards, which I may well make. I've got one more video in mind that I might make some more journal cards with. Right, before I witter on about this, I just need to concentrate and get the next thing on. So that's the lace that I've used. So I don't know whether to put a little bit of this on, because it's really pretty. Obviously I don't want a whole piece, but you know, a big piece, but I think it's quite a nice one to, as a bit of contrast. I might just cut a piece. I think these scissors are now getting a bit blunt to use on fabric. I have ordered a new pair of ones that I might keep for the fabrics. Just carry on using this one for these ones for paper. They weren't expensive, so can't really expect too much. Anyway, so I think I'm just going to trim that little bit off the end. Yes, so yeah, I've been invited to this wedding invited to attend over Zoom, but I was really touched, because we are just friends from work, and she's quite a lot younger than me. She's not, you know, I'm not, you know, it seems surprising to me that she wants to be friends with somebody who could, at a pinch, I'm old enough to be her grandmother. But she's such a sweetheart. She's so lovely, and she just messaged me and said, you know, I'd love you to come, and you know, or you know, we're inviting our friends and family over Zoom. We'll understand if you're too busy. Well, you know, how busy can I possibly be to not attend her wedding? And she said it's only going to be an hour. So of course I'm going to go. I'm going to watch from my laptop. You know, I'm just touched that she asked me. So, you know what? I don't like that hard edge. Yeah. So, you know, my mind started going, oh goodness, now I haven't. You know, what am I going to do about her journal? Because I know that it'd be something she will really, really love and really appreciate. And in all honesty, I was never aiming the journal at my nephew. It was more his fiance I thought would enjoy the process, you know, enjoy the experience of it. So, and I will still make one for them. I'll just have to do it perhaps more in my own time. So that's nice. Just wondering whether to put that little piece across the top. That's all. That's quite pretty as well. Or up there. We'll see. I'll add a few more other bits and see how it fits in. And I've got this old handkerchief that it's got such beautiful lace along the sides. It's almost a shame to cut it up, but at the same time, there's no way I'd ever want to blow my nose on it. It's far too delicate. So why not use it and make it part of a beautiful thing? So I'm going to cut it all the way down the side. Yes, so there we are. I'm going to repurpose this journal. I mean, there was actually, luckily, there's only one thing that I've made, which was those envelope clip down thing that I made in the last video, that's in any way personal to our family. So that's not a problem. I just won't use that bit. That ephemera, I'll keep it for the other journal. So, but everything else, pretty much, will work, you know, for whoever it is. It's fairly generic, I suppose you'd say. Perhaps put that. No. I've got a thing about edges. don't like edges, not in the middle of things. I don't mind at the sides. But I don't like edges in the mid, cutting across things. Pop that there. Yeah. I think I'll do that. Just put a little bit of glue on. In some ways I'm quite pleased because I know that my young friend will probably get a lot more pleasure from this, certainly than my nephew. I know it'll be something that she'll treasure, so it'll be a pleasure to give it to her. I've just got to try and get it done in time. I mean, it won't matter if it doesn't quite arrive on, right in time for her, for the wedding. I need one or two colours, little bits of contrast. I think that's all right. A bit of that. I'm going to add a little bit of this pink. I've got this pink, and I had some other. No, I don't have any other pink. Oh, I've got. What have I got? I've got this. It's another hanky. I've been wondering. It's been with a bit of embroidery. I thought might be quite nice. Let's see if I can give it that little torn look. There we are. Yeah, and I thought, well, it'd be nice to have a little card to pop in here, because originally when I was planning to make this, it was going to be for the envelope flip down thingy to tuck into. That was the plan. So as I'm not going to use that, and I haven't got time to make another one, I did think about just making different cards to go in it, because it's only the cards that are personal to the family. But then I thought, well, actually, it was all, it's all been made to go together, so I'll leave it as a complete item, and just make a nice little journal card to go in here. I know how I want to make it. Now, is that going to cover up too much? Tuck it in there. That's quite pretty. I like the scallopy edge. Just going to trim it off a bit this way. Now it seems a shame to cut off some of the embroidery, but I don't want it to take over too much. I'll just pop that there like that. That's quite nice. I like that. And maybe just a little bit of this pink up the side or across the top. Across the bottom. Sometimes I wish you could tell me what to do. I could ask your opinion. Say, where should I put this? Maybe just put it along there, like that. Just up there. I need to put something obviously up here, but I think I might just pop that there. Doesn't need a lot of glue, just enough to hold it until it can be stitched. There we are, put that there. What else we got? Let's have a look in my little, oh, I've got this pretty piece that came in, I think it came in a sort of a mixed bag of gorgeous bits and pieces. And it's got got to get it around the right way, it's got a real wedding-y look to it, hasn't it? It's very pretty. But which bit shall I put where? Round. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to get on, but that's pretty. I think think I might just cut across the top a bit. Because then you still can see the other lace through it. I may just have to take off that bit that's sticking out. I don't think you'd notice that it's not there though. That's really pretty. Okay, so I might just pop that there. I'm sort of dabbing the glue really. Just makes it just that little bit tacky. There we are. Okay. Getting there. Right, let's see if there's any more pieces we can... It's all about layering really, just to get aim for some focal points. I've got this. It's really pretty. I think maybe a piece of that. Piece of that there. Yes, I think so. I've been looking forward to doing it. I just love this sort of thing, just playing with lace and layering it up. It's gorgeous. Such a nice thing fun thing to do. Ooh, that's a little bit of pale, a little bit of pinky. That go on there. Like a dusky pink. Where shall I put it? I'll lay it there for now. I'm not sticking it at the moment. Not quite committed yet. See what else I've got. It's a pretty piece. Maybe take that one out. Whoops. I haven't decided whether this is going to need to be backed onto anything at the moment. I can just put that there. Yes, I think I will. Just because it adds another little depth of colour. Okay. I hope it's going to stay. And what else we got? What's this? I'll put that there. There. It's a case of how much do I want to cover up. I'm going to put that there. Okay. And I was going to see if I could squeeze on that little piece that I cut off, but I don't know where it is now. Where's it gone? It was the piece from this, wasn't it? Was it that bit? Yeah. I could maybe put that there. And I lost nearly all of that, haven't I? And if I can pop it underneath. Like that. Maybe that's what I'll do. Don't know which side is the which now. Let's just check which side feels like it should be. Don't think it makes a lot of odds. So if I pop that under there, I think we're not far off then. Okay, now just one or two little focal points really. I'm thinking pearls and possibly some little pieces of little flowery bits. I've done my embroidery. Okay, I think I've got all these bits on that I want. And I've got these pretty trims and flowers and things. So I have got my little rosettes now. I wouldn't mind getting one or two of those on. I've got those. Anything else that might go? I've got these little flowers. I don't want to go too far from the white and the cream. I wanted the other colours in just to, as a bit of contrast, but I also want to bring it back to the paler colour. What we got under here? I've got that. Let's see if I can see if any of this will work on here. Isn't that pretty? Could almost just lay the whole thing, but then everything else will be lost. So I'm not going to do that, but there are some really pretty flowers in here, which I might use the flowers rather than these. Let's see what we can use from this. And then I could give them little pearly centres, couldn't I? So it'd still be fairly flat, but it will look a bit dimensional as well. I'll just cut these apart. Let's see. Yep. Are they going to show up enough? That's the question. It's quite nice because they're all a little bit different, these flowers. One there. I may move them around just releasing them at the moment, seeing where they, and I may not even use them all. Let's just try this one, which is a different one again. And I've got this leafy bit as well, that might go on too. And what I'll do is, once they've all been put into place, I will turn the camera off and sew it all, show you the sewn one, and then we'll move on to the journal card. I can get these bits off. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll go there. They're quite pretty, these little flowers. Something like that. Right. What about that up the side? could just put that there. Maybe 3 is enough. I think I might do that. I know it's quite a bit of an over the top, although I think I'm wondering whether to wait until... I might wait until it's been sewn before I put these on. Because I'm not sure that... I think they'll look better not to have sewing over them. But that's where I'm going to put them. So what I'll do is I will turn off the camera, go away and sew it, and then come back and pop these on, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Right, so I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, and I've now sewn this. Just I've got about four lines of sewing going all the way down, not terribly straight, but you can't really notice that. So that's now secure. I'm hoping that this is going to be strong enough. I've still got the option of backing it with some paper just to firm it up a bit. I think it'll be okay if it's nice and firmly fixed in the journal. Anyway, so now I'm going to stick on my little flowers. So I thought I'd just going to stick them on with some Fabri-Tac, I think. And I've got these little pink pearls to go in their centres, which I think will just finish them off nicely. I'm going to do that and that, and then just for something a little different, I'm going to do that, I think. That's the, I think that will look nice. And I think that bit of pop of pink will just bring it all together, which I like. Right. So let's get the old Fabri-Tac going. Okay, not wanting to cooperate today. It's gonna have to. I've got one. I'm down to one pin now between the two bottles. I need to order another one. So I'll just use that. Pinch it out of my art glitter glue bottle. There. Let's give it a wipe. Right, are you going to cooperate now? Yes, it is. I think it's sometimes just getting it started. Sometimes once it's started you can't get it to stop. It just sort of flows out, whatever you do. In some ways I prefer that. Right. Okay, pop that there. This one. And it's going to go about there. So some of the bits of lace where I haven't quite caught them down with the sewing won't show because I'm covering them up with the flowers instead. There's method in my madness. Just check which way around this has got to go. I think that's... Well, that's the... Oh, I think it's got to go that way. That's the side. I think that's the back. Alright. Anywhere where I think there's a bit of a join that I like to cover, that I want to cover up, I'm putting a flower. And let's... This one's going to be interesting to glue because it's quite... The lines are quite thin. As long as I put a little dab on the end of each leafy shape, it should be okay. I can try and do it without getting it all over me would be even better. Okay. Hopefully there's enough glue on there to hold that all down. And some glue on this one. There we are. Now I think what I'll do, to pop a little bit of glue in the centres. Actually coming out. Yep. Wipe that for a minute. And then we'll just have to separate, because these are on a little, like a little strip. Separate it and hopefully get it to come off and stick in position. Yes. I think that little bit of pink just lifts it a bit. I don't know if this is going to be, it'll go. I think they'll all be alright in those centres. One there. No, doesn't want to come off the backing. See if I can just peel it off. Yep, maybe I can just do it myself. Oop. No escaping. Don't want it flowing over all my bits and pieces. Likes to do that. Okay. One on here. And then the last one. On here. It's possibly a little bit big for this flower, but I don't think I think the only other pink ones I've got are really tiny, and it will just throw the whole thing off. So I think that'll be alright. I think we can get away with that. Right. Keep that laying down because I might need it a little bit later. Right, so that's my little side tuck. So I'm going to put that to one side and I'm going to work on the card, journal card that's going to tuck into it now. Right, so as I often do, I'm going to start with one of these record cards, which are quite flimsy, but by the time we put all the layers on, it'll be fairly substantial, like I did before. So I'm just going to start off, I think, by putting the backing on. I think I'm going to use this quite thin paper, because it's quite nice to have those lines just showing through, I think. So I'm going to do that first. This glue stick is nearly at the end, but I have a spare one at the ready. Right. Try and get it at the edge, and then there'll be less trimming to do. I think I've got it. I will sew around this card as well to make sure everything is firmly in place when I've finished decorating it. I should be cutting it from this side, not the other side. Not getting a very straight cut, doing it that way round. That's better. Okay. That's just the back. Let's get it. Where's my little card gone? Oh, sorry about that. I'll smooth out all the bubbles. I can. Not a big fan of the bubbles. Okay. So I'm just going to check it size-wise. So yeah, I think that'd be quite nice there. Obviously that's the back, but okay. Seems to be a bit of a lumpy bit there, but I think it'll disappear when it's been sewn. Right. Now the front. So I've been wanting to use this really lovely image. It's one of the Mrs. Coggs images that I bought. It's just called The Wedding, and I really love it. And I think I'm going to use this in this journal card. That's what I've been aiming to do for a while. Just getting around to doing it. And I'm going to use this as the backing paper. This is from the Liana Scraps kit, which is so pretty. So I'll just do the same as I did the other side. I've been umming and ahhing whether to cover it with lace, but I think the image is quite large and I'm not sure that it really needs it. But I have another plan for zhuzhing it up a bit. Don't know how that'll work out, not done it before. I imagine it'll get gluey and messy. It's how I think it'll go. But with any luck, it'll be alright in the end. I may have to do the final flourish after I've sewn around it, I think. Okay, so let's put it on these away. Oop. Perhaps if I do it. It seems such a shame not to use this beautiful image on the back here, but I'm just not going to be able to find somewhere for it. It's quite a large image. I think she's beautiful. In fact, I may still be able to use her in something because I haven't covered her up. I know I can always print it off again, but I think that is a lovely image, and she might just fit nicely on a tag. So I suspect at some point I will put her on a tag in the future. Maybe for the other journal that I must start to plan now. So I have got the other Stamperia pad, which is it's actually called Wedding, which I wasn't sure if I'd need for this journal, but I will probably use it in the second journal that I'm going to make. So I may do some of it online on camera, some of the second journal, if I'm making things that I haven't made for this journal, things that are a bit different, then I'll probably film it, but a lot of it I expect I will I do off camera because it's going to be more of the same really. So I'll have to come up with something new, won't I, to replace filming this. I thought I might be filming this for weeks yet, but although I may have to spread out the videos a bit, give myself a bit of breathing space before I start the next project, because I don't know what that's going to be yet. Right, so that's my backing paper, and that's my image, which I think is really pretty, and I don't think it needs backing with lace, but I've got some trim that I thought I might put around the edge, so I'm going to stick this on, then I'm going to sew it, and then I'm going to add the trim, and then we might be there. Right, so this is going a little quicker than I anticipated. So that's good. I think I have one more video to make where I'm going to make some, I think I want to make some journal cards. I've actually got, I think I briefly showed it to you, I've already done some collaging with napkins with a view to making them into things for the journal, and I hadn't got to it, but I think that's the last making video I'm going to need to do, and then I'll start decorating and putting things in the journal and getting it done. Now I need to get it done. Are we on? Yep. That's on. Right, so I want to sew round this. And then just finish it off. So once again I'm going to do it off camera, just because it just takes a bit of time to get it all into place, and I've only got a quarter of an hour left really, so I think I'll just do it off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, back again, and as you can see, I hope you can see, I've sewn around with a big zigzag all the way around the edge of the image, just catching the edge of it, which I like that look. So all I need to do now is do my little trim around the edge, and I've got this strip. It's called Funny Fibres. I've had it for donkey's years. I've hardly ever used any of it, but suddenly I'm finding I can find uses for it. I mean, it's really it's really it's sort of, some of it's sort of like eyelashy type trim, and anyway, I've been trying to decide which one to use. I've got it down to two. Sorry. I think I'm going to, I like this, and I was very tempted, but I think it might just be a bit too much, because it's kind of got these little lumps and bumps in it. I just thought that might be a bit heavy going, so I think I've decided. So I've got this really pretty trim here, but again it's got really long strands. I think that might be a bit too much. So I think I'm going to use this really thin, some sort of eyelashy trim, I guess, because I thought it would be a bit more delicate. And I'm just going to try and glue it all the way around the edge. It could be a challenge. So I have a baby wipe at the ready for my hands, because I think it's going to be a bit of a gluey process. And I think this will be strong enough to use. I was thinking about using the Fabri-Tac, but I thought this would be strong enough, and I can get a finer line with the art glitter glue, once I get it to come out, of course. That's always a good start. Just a little fine line across there. I'm just going to do it one side at a time and try and hold it in place until it's grabbed. Good thing this is quite a strong glue, so this should be fine here. I think it just gives it that nice little soft edge. I rather like that, it's a bit different. Okay, that's the first one. Next, I think I'll turn it around and do it that way. Not the straightest line, but hopefully it'll still catch. And then, because I've done the stitching just up against the, you know, just catching in the edge of the image, it means there's a little space to put the trim. So I think that works quite nicely. Turn it around. Next little bead of glue. Just try and catch it out. Actually, it's not. It's gluing on better than I expected. Good old art glitter glue. It's a nice glue to use. It seems to be grabbing quite quickly, which is nice. Last one, last row. Don't give up on me now. That's it. I don't want it to make the journal card curl. I'm hoping I'm not pulling it too tight. I just have to flatten it under something. Right. Not quite there, a couple more little bits to add, I think, just to finish it off. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I quite like that. It's just that little fluff in there. It's got a little bit of a glitz in it, a slight glittery look, but it's very delicate. I love that. What's more, I think Abby will love that too. Okay, and I've got one of my little sayings that I printed onto vellum, and this one is hands entwined, and I thought that would be oh. Sorry, let's go grab a drop of water. Okay, so yeah, I thought that'd be a perfect little sentiment to put on here. Just trim it down a little bit. And put it there, put it at the bottom. And I've got the little pink pearls, the little tiny ones. I thought I might put some of those on as well. Just cut a row and see how many we need. Right, I shall put that. Could put that there, and then put the little row of pearls at the bottom here. Don't really want it just in a line. That would be quite nice just there. Okay. think that's, oh, this is quite gloopy. Where did my, oh, excuse me, just trying to get my glue book in. Oops. Hands entwined. What's quite nice with the vellum, and I'm sure it'd work on tracing paper, but I think it'd be harder to print onto tracing paper, is that the background almost disappears into the background. Sorry, the vellum, the clear bit, sort of almost disappears into the background, just leaving you the little sentiment, which is quite nice. And I think I just will leave all this little row of pearls and just put them along here. Or should I put them along there? Or I could go around the corner, I suppose. Let's see if they'll peel off in one strip. Yeah. I can do that. And turn it up. Yep, I'm just going to put them down there. I was going to add extra glue, but I think they'll be okay because they're just onto paper. They have got a little bit of adhesive on them. So I think I might just do it like that. And that's it done. I managed to do both things within the hour. That makes a nice change. Okay. Right, so we've got our journal card, and we have a little tuck to put it into. So it'll go in. I guess it'll go in like with the edge. Go in like that. And then it comes out, and then you've got some writing space on the back. You can see the lines through, so you can turn and write it that whichever way they want to do it, really. So there we are. I'm pleased with those. I think they go nicely together, and I think they'll look lovely in the journal. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining me once again, and please do like and subscribe if you've not done so before. And I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.